Spike TV this week finalized its decision to not put a major show on February 13th when Raw is preempted due to the Westminster Dog Show. According to sources, Spike had pressured TNA into signing one more marquee superstar who would debut on the show besides Sting before they would approve the special, and TNA failed to do so. It's hard to figure out what they were expecting because the only person available who would fit their criteria was The Rock. And while we do know he's had communication with Jeff Jarrett at the Video Game Awards, it's more along the lines of wanting his advice on the product. There's a very funny video on this month's TNA where they're recapping the Game Awards, and they have AJ Styles standing next to Donald Faison.
Of course.
The best combination you'll ever see in your life. They should put AJ in scrubs. And then they show The Rock coming out to present an award, and they're like, you'll never guess who Jeff Jarrett ran into backstage. And then they show a little, 3 seconds of The Rock, and there you are. That is The Rock's only appearance in TNA until the 2020 Bound for Glory Hall of Fame ceremony for Ken Shamrock.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by a very important article.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
have you been Googling the Westminster Dog Show again?
Yes. There's a Where Are They Now?
For the dogs?
Oh, it's for the people.
Boo!
Boo!
I don't give a fuck about the people. I want to be like, a Spot now chases things in retirement. He's having a grand old time.
What the fuck? This is bullshit. I wanted to see where the dogs were now. There's hidden gems? Who are the hidden gems, dog?
Yeah, the ones that flew under the radar, that didn't get the attention and justice they deserve.
The Tibetan Spaniel is an underrated dog, apparently.
Good for them.
Anyway, May 13th, 14th. Look forward to our coverage.
Yeah, only 5 months away from the Westminster Dog Show.
Of the 2024 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show.
It is interesting that while Dave is talking about that apparently Spike wanted to sign one more big star, he says he doesn't believe Spike would have thought Brock Lesnar was a big enough name. And it's really interesting to me that, post original WWE run, pre-UFC Brock Lesnar, Dave is like, that guy's not really a big enough name to bring in to really satisfy your TV deal.
God, 2005 Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, drop him in there with AJ. Fuck, Brock and AJ would have rocked back then.
Yeah, I mean, they rocked when they had their match anyway.
Yeah. The move is the first real sign, the move being Spike not putting the show on February 13th, is the first real sign of a lack of full faith in TNA, in particular its star power, because for months everything had pointed to 213 as TNA's golden opportunity to reach new viewers, or 13-2 if you're in Europe. It's believed Spike's decision was that it didn't believe TNA was ready for a Monday night special, which, I am so thoroughly against any idea, any even inclination to do another Monday Night War. It does seem like a real layup to just put something TNA on that Monday night, you know?
Yeah.
I don't get why you wouldn't do it. You have a clear Monday night when, in theory, viewers would be watching Raw. Suddenly Raw's not on that night. Why don't you just put something there, you know?
It's because it's not directly competing, you know?
Even with absolutely no intention to follow it up with a Monday Night War, at least put something there to try and steal some of WWE's audience.
Yeah. I mean, there's no negatives, it feels. I guess it doesn't really make I don't see it, and especially with the idea of they're not ready when they've already done similar things. I don't know.
Maybe Spike were like, if we do a Monday special, people will actually think we are going to go to war.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that. TNA had expected to get a special that night and had not been told it wasn't happening, but over the past week, most read the writing on the wall that since they weren't told it was, the time was running out and it wasn't going to happen. Dave also follows up with a cryptic note that I've no idea what he's talking about, because I don't think it actually leads to anything. But there are talks going on right now with two wrestlers who I could consider bigger stars than Sting. The deal opened a lot of eyes, including some top-of-the-line WWE folk. However, I don't see anyone else getting anywhere near the deal that Sting got, I assume. Chris Jericho, who has always been negative about going when asked by TNA officials, did remark recently he'd be very interested if he could get Sting money, but it doesn't look like anyone else is going to be getting that deal. The only person he could be talking about is The Rock.
Well, I don't know. Brock, after he just said...
Goldberg's gone from WWE at this point, so maybe Bill?
Yeah.
And, they bring in Scott Steiner in March, but you wouldn't be like, Scott Steiner, a bigger star than Sting.
No. Unless it's someone whose deal was coming up at the time?
Yeah, maybe somebody was going to jump. You never know. But yeah, it's a weird one to think about. Like, who could Dave been talking about? Dave, name names!
Let's send him a message in the mailbag.
Hello, Dave. In early January 2006, you were talking about these big names that might be jumping to TNA but didn't. Who were they? And then he'll be like, Shinsuke Nakamura.
What?